Questions. We've got Nye Robertson, Iowa, Iowa.
It's cold in here.
Go ahead.
So, especially early, you guys had a lot of success in the first quarter. Especially, you guys had a lot of success shutting down Rhode Island offensively. What was kind of the game plan? What do you think you guys did well?
We wanted to take away their shooters, and then they're also very good at offensive rebounding, so we had to box out. So those were our two main focuses, was to keep them off the glass and deny their shooters.
So you were on Sophie Phillips for some of the night. I saw you at multiple points, literally just like standing this close away from her and face guarding her. She still scored 12 points. She's needed literally this much space to score some of these 3-pointers. Can you talk about like what it's like defending a player like that, and like the challenge that you faced tonight?
I mean, it's very hard guarding a really good shooter, but just staying focused and just doing your job and just getting over your ball screens and, it's not letting her catch the ball, but, yeah.
You guys held Torrey to a relatively quiet night. Was that one of the emphasis going into this game?
Yes, we focused a lot on our post defense, especially because our team was a little bit undersized in terms of Torre and number 4. So we really focused on trying to take away her shot selection and keep her off the glass again.
So you guys headed into half. I believe it was tied at halftime. I'm just kind of curious what the mood in the locker room was like, and obviously kind of got away from you guys in the third quarter. But and what were some of the points of emphasis?
Yeah. Points of emphasis were to stick to our game plan. We liked where we were at the half. We were doing all the things that we had practiced up to the game. We tried to go out and throw the first punch, and unfortunately they punched us first. So that's how the third quarter went.
Sort of, any of you guys can take this question. Leading up to your next game, what do you guys really want to stress on during practice?
Just staying focused.
Yeah, I think staying focused, just playing all 4 quarters, not 3 of 4 quarters, not 2 of 4 quarters, staying focused through all 4 quarters.
You guys really kept the intensity in the fourth quarter. What's a mindset going into the fourth quarter when you have the chance to kind of come back?
I say pounding the stone. I mean, you fight for your sisters, just be your sister's keeper. So just fighting, not stopping.
So obviously I mentioned it kind of got away from you guys in that third quarter a little bit. Where do you think kind of it went wrong? Obviously you were hanging with them in the first half, and then they scored like 24 points in the third quarter. Some of that was impressive shooting, but what do you think went wrong for you guys today?
Like Naya said, just focus. I think that's the quarter they got most of their 3-pointers in, and then once they got momentum, they kept going. So our focus to start the second half with the same defensive intensity that we started the game.
You guys play with a really deep bench, and you continue to rotate throughout the game. What does it mean to you to have that rotation and that kind of deep bench where you can pull a lot of players?
It means everything. It means that we're building trust in everybody in our program. We know that when your name is called that you need to be ready to go. We're all at practice. We're all locked in. So it means a lot that we're able to rotate through everybody and everybody come in and contribute in a great way.
Monica Marsh came in at one point and really gave you guys a boost. She hit a quick 3. What's it like to see a teammate like that come off the bench and give you guys that spark?
I mean, it's really good. We needed that spark. We needed more. We need everyone coming off the bench and having that spark. So therefore, we can pound the stone.
So you guys have had frankly awful luck with injuries this year. You and I have been kind of in and out of practice, whatever. Obviously Nylock goes down today. I mean, that's obviously out of your control, but that has to be a little frustrating. Now, can you talk about kind of that a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely, injuries are always out of our control. You never know when they're going to happen, but we've really been focusing on being tough. And that's an instance where, okay, Nylock goes down, who's the next person to step up, and then we'll circle back, see how Nya's doing, and regroup for Sunday.
One more question if you guys have it. All good?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll start with the opening statement from Coach McCombs, and then questions for you guys after.
Yeah, I thought we had a good game plan. I thought we executed that well throughout the first half, particularly in the first quarter. Going into the third, they got hot from three, and I think that just kind of blew the game open a little bit for us. And then we fought back in the fourth quarter. So I think our team's resilient. We're sticking together. Working on our mindset, to be tough at this time because the adversity that we're going through isn't easy for anybody, but we know that we need to get more connected during this time.
So you kind of mentioned they got hot. Obviously, URI is quite a good team. They beat you in the 8th tournament last year. You guys have struggled against them since you've been here. I mean, what makes them such a tough team to beat? Obviously, they have shooters and they have Torrey down low. What what were the challenges coming into this game?
Yeah, I mean, they don't usually shoot 50% from three and 8 for 16 from three. So, we're rolling the dice, right? Whether you play man or you play zone, you're sort of backing off some of their shooters, except for they're really good shooters, right? And so those are just the chances, that you're taking because their inside game, is that good. And so they were able to, we were face guarding, Phillips all over the place, and then it doesn't take her but one split second to catch and shoot, and that's an elite shooter right there. And so a lot of credit for the work that she's put in to become that type of a player and to get us to, try to do something really different, for her. And so, yeah, I mean, Chant, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, 21, came in and made those 2 threes. Like, those are really big threes for their team and definitely gave them a huge spark.
Coach, what was the defensive emphasis coming into the game? Were you trying to stop the 2 bigs down low, or were you focusing more on that three-point side of things?
Both, a little bit of both, right? So we know they have a great inside presence and they're elite offensive rebounders, right? And so we really needed to make sure we were guarding their interior game while also not allowing them second shots. And then 13, right, Dutat, she got hot. She made those 15-foot shots, which is something that she can do, and we're aware of that. Again, those are the chances, that you're taking, hoping that they're off, and, then you got to really get out there and make sure you're still contesting and boxing out. So definitely didn't want to allow their interior game to bother us. And then when you put 2 shooters on, then it really does stretch the floor, and if they're both on, then they become a really good team.
You guys came out very strong in the first quarter, especially knowing you were playing a team that's been playing well in the conference. What did you talk about before the game, and will any kind of that mindset be changing going into the next game?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And so that was our mindset, going into the game today. And so I thought we did bring a lot of toughness. I think we've been in good spirits as well. I thought our team was pretty loose today. They were focused and they were loose. So I like those 2 qualities about them heading into, in practices and in our preparation and today, especially in shoot around. So they knew the game plan. I thought they were focused on that. Again, credit to Rhode Island in the third quarter. They had a little bit too much for us on the offensive end.
Coach, in that fourth quarter, it really seemed like you guys were still kind of right there, even though there was a 11, something like that, point deficit. What's the huddle like to kind of fire up your team to keep going all the way through the finish line?
Yeah, I mean, we have a good group. Regardless of, the score or the record right now, I think our players are committed to the process and sticking to those things. And so when we talk about, adjustments that we need to make, I think they're, ready and willing and doing their best to do those things. And so I think that, we've consistently turned the ball over more than we need to and given up offensive rebounds for second chance points. So I think if we can really do a better job of those things, we can change the outcome of some of these ball games.
One more question.
I want to talk a little bit about Nia Locke. Obviously, she went down kind of later in the game, but she was a little quiet. So I'm kind of curious what she means to your team. Hopefully, she's not out for too long, and kind of what you need when everyone's going to have off nights. When Nia Locke has an off night, kind of what you need from your team offensively to supplant.
Yeah, Naya's huge, for our team. She's a presence on the defensive end and the offensive end for us. And so, just want to get her into a rhythm, into a flow offensively. Obviously, opponents are going to have a different game plan for her, whether they're trying to take away Locke or Robertson, probably one of those two they're really keying on with their best defender. And so I think that, she means a lot for our team. And we hope that she's not out too long. I don't know what that looks like quite yet. And so I never want her to feel like, and she can score in such a variety of ways, right? And so it isn't that she has to have an outside shot that might be working, but we'll look to post her up and do some other things, to really get her going. So I think because of her versatility, we're able to do that. I just don't want her to feel like I have to make a basket, right? Because she's a really good defender. And so if she just has that presence, that'll create offense for her.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.